Day one of the DailyOCF. 6 a.m. Tuesday, here we go. It's coming up on 7 years. So yeah, July will be 7 years that I've been coaching. So I think the biggest reason I got into fitness and coaching and all this kind of stuff is because I had a unique journey where I lost 95 pounds in like 7 months, like a very relatively short period of time. And it completely changed, I think, my view on life. I think that's what I liked about it the most. During that time, I was in my, that would be my early or mid-20s, and I was trying to really figure out my life, and I feel like fitness put me in stride. I think that was the biggest reason I wanted to really start helping other people with it. It started off as just kind of like a hobby and me putting my foot in the water and seeing if it's something that I really liked. I didn't even think about it as a business proposition or anything like that, which is kind of funny because now today people that I meet that are opening gyms and things like that, it's very like businessy, and I've had to learn a lot about that over the years. But in the beginning, it was just a love fest. I guess it still kind of is, but it was all about love and helping people and things of that, and never the thought of making money and opening other gyms and all this stuff was never on the radar. And then in 2009, we had a racquetball court space, and I had a Mercury Grand Marquis. If you guys don't know what that looks like, it's like a big boat sedan. Like the old police cars were Crown Victorias, they're very similar. And in the back, I had a bunch of equipment, and I would go to people's houses and apartment building complexes, and I would train them, and that's kind of like how it started, just like one-on-ones and two-on-ones, and just making people exercise. It was awesome. You had to be really creative with what you had. Move forward a little bit. That was about a year of doing that, maybe from September of 09 to right around that time. I was like, man, this is going pretty well. What's next, right? And I think everything just has an evolution, and when you get to a point, you can't fight it. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna do now? So I started looking for gyms, looking for spots, and I found the original O'Hare CrossFit. It's next door to where we are now. And in November 2010, we moved in there. I had no idea what I was doing. It makes me laugh now to think about how we pulled it off. I mean, we didn't even, my business savvy or business IQ, not that it's so high now, but like I had no idea. I didn't know how to go get a village license and go through inspections, and it was crazy. So we opened the first November 2010. We opened O'Hare CrossFit OCF. June of 2013, we moved next door. That's where we are now. It's 5,500 square feet. I just don't know if we need anything bigger. I think that's good to be where this one stays. I wouldn't want a bigger gym. I feel like people don't stay together as well. That's just my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. Then one of my members and I were discussing one day about growing and coaching, and he started getting in his coaching, and then we eventually agreed that he should open his own gym, and I partnered up with him to open a gym in Harwood Heights. I'm usually there on Wednesday mornings and on Mondays for a meeting. Maybe one day when we're shooting, we'll take a ride over there, we'll show that too. And it's just been this constant evolution and growing, and I really feel like what we do is very, very special and very, very important. The team that we have put in place here at O'Hare CrossFit, at this very moment, I don't know if there could be any more harmony between us and the team and having cohesion. I don't know how it could be any better. I think we're just spot on with it. I think the time and that I and the team put all into staying together and being on the same page and having good communication is just unbelievable. I think it's the reason that there's anything is this remarkable team and staff that we have. my day is kind of spent. I coach. I'm gonna coach right now, and then the rest of the day is spent trying to keep all the balls in the air and trying to make it look as easy as possible, because what would be fun if I made it look like it was really hard. And just trying to provide the best culture and experience for everybody that comes to the gym. I think O'Hare CrossFit's onto something with how we treat people, how we act with people, how things get done, and the depth that we go with people versus what I've seen in other industries and other fitness businesses of just this very kind of shallow thing. But for me, fitness is such a deep, life-changing experience that if you're not going to go that deep with somebody, it's going to be really hard to coach them, because you're going to have to know those things about them to bring out the best of them. And when you see them at their worst, why they're at their worst. And that's all part of understanding and making sure that you're doing your job as a coach. You know, there's more than coaching fitness than telling somebody how to do a push-up. And we do a good job of that. It's our focus. So we better be doing a job. Becca and I have coffee. I like to call it the executive meeting. Where we go over gym stuff we have to make sure that we're keeping an eye out for. Drink some coffee. Look at like everything in like the sense is like, is this, you know, what's my money on this, or what's my return on money on this? And I'm just like completely dumbfounded how people don't realize that like the currency is in the relationships. And there's a book, I forget the name of it, it's like I think Cyrus the Prince or something like that, but basically it's along the lines of about this guy who was like a prince of Persia, and then he basically took over, and I believe it's Persia, but whatever the case is, that detail didn't stick with me, everything else did. Is somebody asked him how much money he had when he became king, how much currency he had, and he goes, come back in a day and I'll let you know. And he told the guy, you know, give me a day and I'll tell you exactly how much money he had. And what he did in the meantime was he sent out to all his friends that he was in a pinch, and that he needed them to pledge, wanted to know how much money they could pledge, if anything. The next day, and the guy, everybody loved him because he's always been willing to help people and be good to people. And the next day, the guy came back and he said, well, how much of you have? And he showed him how much, and it just goes to show you that, like, your currency is in who's your friends and who you helped out. Your currency is in what's your bank account. If you think your currency is what's in your bank account, you're in for a real boring life of selfishness and pretty much unnecessary thoughts. But if you're just like ready to help people, and no matter what time they want to call and all this kind of stuff, that's when you change the game.